Okay, beautiful people out there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are right now. We live from Prime Media Studio, from the heart of Lagos, Nigeria. How you doing? If you are in Nigeria, how you coping with the fuel subsidy removal? You know, there is a word that is making the run right now. They call it trekaton. Where people are walking from various destination to their working place. You have to walk for some distance to go to catch a bus because the price of transportation has increased beyond what people can cope with. And also food stuff going up on a daily basis. So now we're experiencing trekaton in the land. Okay, yeah, it's your boy Prosper live in the studio. I'm going solo today. I just want to give you the major headlines so that you can know what is happening and what to expect uh, during the week or the next 7 days because NLC have they threatened nationwide strike. So their demands the reversal of the petrol price. It used to be 170, 185 naira, 165 naira baht, and suddenly it went up to 488. Now it's 617 in Lagos, while in some other states you can buy as high as 700 naira per liter. And this is really affecting a lot of people. For example, let me just share my own experience. Where I normally buy fuel 2,000 to go, and the car will take me there and bring me back. Now I have to buy as high as 7,000 to be able to go to that environment and come back. And as a result, a lot of people have actually abandoned their cars, jumping in public transport, and that also has increased. For example, a distance like about 45 kilometers, they're about 38 kilometers driving distance, where we used to pay like 300, 400, now it's now 1,000, 1,200 that you pay, or you go back home and sit at home. So people are crying and saying this is not how it should be. Those that voted for the president, and the president as they call it, are crying, are asking, are reversing their decision. They're regretting actions that this is not what they voted for. But whether like it or not, he's sitting in the Aso Rock, and decision has been taken there, and it's affecting everybody. So yeah, let's dive straight. I'll already give you a bit of the headline. Let's dive straight to so you can see what we're talking about here. Let's start with the headlines from the. Let me just start from this. So NLC, labor issues 7 days. 7 days strike notice. Urges federal government to reverse anti-mass policies. So it's not just only the petrol price. I think the school fees is part of these, and some other policies that was dished out recently, which NLC is not comfortable with. They are asking the federal government to reverse all these policies within 7 days or face strike action. So you can see that story on the Daily Trust. Yeah, you see the story there. Daily Trust captured it that NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. So let me read briefly. It says the Nigeria Labour Congress on Wednesday, which is yesterday, so they told the federal government to reverse all anti-poor and anti-workers policies within 7 days or risk a nationwide strike. So, and that's the Daily Trust. Then when we look at the China's news platform, you can see NLC threatens nationwide strike, demands reversal of petrol price. So, though before now we see people asking if NLC has become toothless. Yeah, that question has been making the round. I think also in a Daily Trust, you will see there where they are asking, has the NLC become compromised? Because by now, we ought to see action. If there's a need to negotiate, There's a need to negotiate. Normally, the price you return to the normal price first, then, or possibly a little adjustment while discussion will be taking place. But that wasn't the case. We the NSA had two different meetings with the federal government, and nothing changed. The price remained where it is. So now they've come up again and saying that we're embarking on strike if federal government does not reverse all these whole policies and hiking price of fuel and all that within 7 days. But the question still remains: has NLC been compromised? So now, who's going to answer that question? So you can see it on the screen right now. Has NLC been compromised on the daily trust? So and the story reads, says, since the removal of fuel subsidy, some Nigerians have alleged that Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has stripped itself of every strand of credibility, public trust, and confidence. So that's what people are saying, because normally they are also supposed to stand for the people, to force government to at least to backtrack from whatever policies that is unfavorable to the people. But with this almost a month plus now, more than 40 days already, and Nigeria have been groaning. So they are asking NS, where are you? This is the purpose why you were created. Why can't you do something about it? So moving on, you can start on daily trust. Moving on, we see Tinubu pleads for more time as NLC issues strike notice. So we don't know the time they are asking for, but you can see that story there. The federal government are asking for more time. The question is it more time for the Nigerian to die first or what? Because people are crying, the pain is all over. So, but this is what they're saying. They're pleading for more time, and that's the Punch newspaper. Then there's also the headline there. I just want my producer to project that on the screen so you can see what is there. I call it Tinubu Nomics. Tinubu Nomics, that's what you see there. And 10 things Nigerians are doing to survive the time. So that's what, let me just look for you so you can see. It's no longer news that when faced with difficult social economic conditions, Nigerians often resort to desperate measures to cushion the resultant effects. So Nigerians have adopted several methods to survive the hardship. Now, a lot of people are doing menial jobs. Yeah, when you look at what it's going to cost you to go to work and come back within a month and feed, discover that your salary is almost gone. So people have resorted to doing the menial job. So since the price of commodities have doubled and income has hardly increased, many Nigerians are beginning to engage in menial jobs as well as establishing small-scale businesses to generate more incomes to support their families. This might include street vending, artisan crafts, or starting small business. So this is one of the things people are doing right now. But let me say this also. Why people are doing this, like in Lagos State, you discover that some guys also will come to you and ask you to pay tickets for you to do all this. Even those that are hawking on the street, they used to give them ticket. They'll give you a ticket. If you don't pay, they'll take your mineral, whatever you are selling, and take one of it. And ask you to pay for ticket before you can even hawk on the street. That's in Lagos State. So people have resorted to menial jobs. That's one. Then farming. A lot of people have decided to go into farming, what they have abandoned for years. And a lot of people move into Lagos State, cities for greener pastures. And now the hardship is biting hard. A lot of people have decided to move to farming in order to survive, because that is only paying job right now. Because a lot of companies don't want to increase salaries, because even the companies are also facing hardship at the moment because cost of fueling generator, some other things and all that has gone up so high. They don't want to increase salary. So those that can't cope with their present salary have resort to farming, and they are relocating to rural areas to start farming. Then, of course, a lot of people are seeking family support, in order to sustain, to survive, believing that maybe with time, within months, things will change. So a lot of people are seeking family support. People are asking for loan to survive and so on. Then also, of course, in Nigeria, we are praying people. A lot of people also seeking spiritual help. They are seeking prayers, spiritual help all over the place in order to survive the time also. So these are some of the things Nigerians are doing at the moment in order to buy. You can see the full gist of the story on the Punch newspaper. So people also doing trade by barter. This was what was practicable then, but now people are doing trade by barter. You give me what you have in abundance. You exchange with others in order to be able to survive. Trade by barter is taking effect right now. You have tomatoes, I have rice. Well, let's exchange. Okay, give me a jar of tomatoes. I give you 1 rubber of rice, and we exchange. I have enough tomato to cook stew. You have enough rice to cook at home. So that is what is going on right now. So you see the gist there from the Punch newspaper online platform. So moving on, we see National Assembly to unveil ministerial list today. So the list that all have been waiting for, expecting, will be unveiled today. So, but there is some news that the likes of Wike, Edom, Oyetola, El-Rufai, Adilabu, Edu, others are in that list. So, but we are still waiting for the public announcement of the list. So you'll be hearing this later in the day. Then still moving on, and fuel subsidy, federal government begs NLC begs as NLC issues August 2nd for nationwide strike. So today is 26. So a few days from now, the NLC, they are threatening to embark on a nationwide strike to grant the economy until federal government listen to them. So that's you can see that on the Vanguard news platform. Then, of course, moving on. Insecurity, government rendered helpless as women, children are raped in Zamfara. So lawmakers are crying and speaking out loud that this is what is happening, and the governors of this environment of that state, they cannot do anything. They can't help the situation. So, and people are suffering in that environment, and these criminals are really biting hard on the citizens in this environment, and they're molesting women and taking away their properties and killing people. You can't sleep with your 2 eyes closed because you don't know what's going to happen in the next few minutes. So a lot of people are using all kinds of strategies to be able to stay alive. But now the reps are saying that the lawmakers are saying that the government in that environment are not even they can't help themselves. Not to talk of helping these people, and this is very very pathetic. And I just show. Let's see the screen. Let's see what's going on there. So that's the story right there. So people in Zamfara are having a hard time surviving this onslaught, and we hope the federal government step in order to help them out there, because this is not good. So moving on. This is a Chinese platform, Emefiele. So NBA slam DSS Correctional Service 6 punishment for officers. If you had seen this clip was making the round, the video clip was making the round during the week, where the DSS and the correctional officers were more like there was a brawl where you can see the man's shirt was uniform was practically mishandled. If you let's just see the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. He was practically mishandled. Just in the bid to rearrest Emefiele, the CBN suspended CBN governor. So now the story reads that our story says that the Department of State Service (DSS) on Wednesday said it would probe the fracas involving its officials and personnel of the Nigeria Correctional Service at the Federal High Court in Lagos. On Tuesday, DSS operatives got physical with the prison officers on the court premises over custody of suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. So that's what happened there. They were trying to claim who should be in the custody of the CBN governor, and that was it was a serious issues, and a lot of people were kind of running away. We don't know if they're going to open fire or something. What that happened is disgraceful, it's shameful, it's really uncalled for, and it really shows that as if we are not organized in this country. Many people are calling the country a zoo country, and this is really playing out in that direction. If everybody should know who should be in custody of such a case, not to be dragging and fighting, trying to claim who should be in custody. Okay, yeah, let's just move on with this story on Ogun that's Ogun State. Calls for police support to flush out kidnappers' cultists set to launch surveillance drone. It's a welcome development if this is actually carried out in that regard. So while all this suffering is going on, these criminal elements are still launching their onslaught in various communities, and Ogun State have decided to be able to launch drones to be able to at least monitor activities and be able to flush out these criminal elements in various environments. Yeah, of course, there's a need. That is Governor Biodun speaking here. So there's a need because it's this era of technology. Technology will be deployed to be able to capture these elements because they are hiding, some of them in the bushes and all that. They need to deploy this kind of technology to be able to get them arrested and prosecute them swiftly, because when crime is not checked, of course, it will grow. So when it's properly checked, then whoever want to go into it we know that they might get caught, and that can reduce the level of criminality in the land. And still moving on, we saw the story that sit at home, tension in Enugu over killing of traders by security operatives. So the sit at home order is still gaining ground, and the governors are helpless, and the call is coming, and the reps. We saw the story that Senate 6 ECPA's extradition from Finland. So for the call for sit at home, that is actually being carried out in that environment. Okay, yeah. Moving on. Federal University remain tuition free, says presidency. Okay, so this is coming from presidency, but before now we heard that most of the universities' tuition fee was increased, but now we're hearing from the government. We don't know which one to believe anymore, but until maybe when your child asks to come and pay for school fees, you don't know which one is true, if the government did actually make it free, or this is just the media. Okay, so this is the little bit I can give to you right now. Of course, just get ready, tighten your belt. The weekend's show with our comedians and the DJ will be coming your way. So sit tight and put your dancing shoe. And of course, more programs are coming. You're going to enjoy yourself wherever you are. Of course, we are online, free media. You can, with your phone, you can watch us. Just download the Ninja Speak app, and then subscribe to this channel. So whenever we start shows, you'll be alerted, and you'll be able to join us and enjoy the day. Of course, social media platforms will be displayed soon, so that you can be able to follow us on all the various platforms, from YouTube, Instagram, and of course WhatsApp, and so on. You can communicate with us. Okay, You can, of course, give us some gist regarding your environment. We cut our backyard. Tell us what's going on in your environment, okay? So we can be able to have a conversation and inform ourselves, okay? Yeah. So thanks for joining this episode. It's been your boy Prosper Michael, and of course James, our able producer, giving us what we are seeing at the moment. So see you next time. Have a lovely time, and bye bye.